Hello, everybody. Just thought I'd share a few thoughts on this lovely walk in freezing cold January. I love living in the warmer places of the States. So there's a very important verse in the Word that says, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge." An example would be, if you don't know that the voices in your head are not all you, you're going to be kind of in the dark with a lot of things coming against you. The thoughts that come and enter into your mind, you're going to be battling and just sitting in a place of, I wish these thoughts would stop, but I don't know how to handle them. And so therefore, you're just not going to be able to take the authority that has been given to you because maybe you don't know that you have control over your thought life. Another example would be depression or like a tormenting spirit, fear that tries to get you. If you don't realize that you have authority to bind the spirit of fear, you have authority to back off the depression. If you don't know that, you're going to be living in it and with it for a long time. But when the knowledge comes to you, the revelation knowledge, that is not your identity, but this is something that is trying to come on you. And I tell you this because I've had this spirit of depression try to come on me a few times. And I was in a meeting once, and I had been kind of in a depression state for about 2 months. And I didn't realize what it was. I'd be crying randomly, wake up in the middle of the night. Like I knew something was wrong with me. I wasn't my normal self. And I went to this church meeting. And this pastor that was speaking, he said, "There's such a spirit of depression and discouragement in here. I just want everybody to lift their hands and we're just going to get that stuff off you, because that's not of the Lord." And I raised my hand because I was like, yeah, that's me. And that thing, I could almost physically feel it lifting off of me. And at that moment, I understood, I had a revelation. I had knowledge come to me that there's somebody coming. I want to finish this video before they are in it. I had the knowledge come to me that it was a spirit and it wasn't me. And I realized I was not battling myself. I was battling a demonic spirit that was trying to come on me. And you may disagree with me on this, but I'm not going to change my mind on it because I physically felt it leave me and I felt back to normal. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. It is a spirit. It's a spiritual thing. About a couple weeks later, it tried to come back. And I physically felt it. It's like tentacles. And I felt it trying to come back on me. And I was like, I drove right. I turned my car around, drove right home. And it took about 30 minutes, but I spoke that thing off. I said, "You are not coming on me again." And I felt it leave, and then it tried coming back on me. Oh, there's people coming from both directions now. Okay, pause. So a third time, that spirit of depression tried to come back on me, and I recognized it yet again. And within 5 minutes, I had it backed off of me and it didn't try anymore. So just knowing that, just understanding that and having a revelation that you're dealing with spirit, like demonic spirits. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Like there's a realm that's very real that tries to just hinder you in a lot of ways. So if you don't understand that, if you don't know about that, you're just going to feel in the dark and you're going to be asking God, why? So there's a lot of things in the Bible, in the Word, that you just need to open up and look for. Because with Him, there's always freedom. With Him, He always brings you to victory. And another example would even be the very fact that you stand right before God. There's a lot of people who have like just a sin consciousness where you are always focused on the sin and how can I stop from sinning. And every time I want to do the right thing, that I'm not doing the right thing, and then you're just going around the same mountain all the time. It was such an awesome moment where that shifted in my mind to just focusing on the fact that God made me righteous. He made me in right standing with him. And when I focused on him, I'm right before the Lord, he is pleased with me. This sin just starts to fall away, and it's not the main event anymore. And you'll realize that it just kind of falls off of you, and you don't really do the stuff that you did anymore because you're focused on the right thing. And God is helping you. He's renewing your mind. He's changing you. He's transforming you. He's doing the work instead of us in our self-effort trying to clean up before him. So these pieces of knowledge that we get, they help us to walk higher and help us to come up a level in the Lord and in our walk, in our Christian walk. But if we don't find out about them, life can be pretty dull and frustrating. So I encourage you to open your Bible today and find something in there that's yours, and find a tool in there that can help you win in this life, because the devil really likes to cover it all up and make you think that God's doing everything to you, and it's totally a lie. So those are some thoughts on this lovely January day for you. At the cross 2,000 years ago, he unlocked a way of freedom for us that I believe many of us have not found out about. Not near enough. Don't just become born again and invite Jesus in and stay there. You don't want to stay there. You want to increase. There's so much more. It's like you found out that there's like a gazillion presents under this tree, and if you don't open them, they're just going to sit there. So it's time to find out what God has all presented you with and given you and equipped you with. It's a good thing. Have a great week.